network. As such, some of the packs that you'll see in this stream were provided free of charge by the EA Creator Network, and before that, the Game Changers program. But now that that's out of the way, let me make sure that we are actually running live here and that we are ready to go. It does look like we are live. Hopefully, I mean, it says we should be live, right? See here. Yeah, there it goes. Okay, so today we are doing, there's a new pack coming out. Have you heard that there was a leak and there is a new pack coming out called Lovestruck, right? It's Lovestruck, and it's going to be set in a sort of, I don't know, kind of a, whoops. Hold on just a second here. I'm having a few issues. Give me just a moment. What was that? I don't know. Here we go. That's better. Okay. So we were having a few issues there. Now, where was I? Yes, it's going to be set in vaguely a sort of Spanish world or maybe Latino world here in the Western Hemisphere or something like that. So I decided, and it's all about love. It's all about love. It's called Lovestruck, right? And so I decided once a long time ago, I created a retirement community of Sims for elders, right? For elder Sims, and in Newcrest, right after Newcrest launched. And I thought, hey, let's revisit them. Let's revisit them. I'm giving them all makeovers, right? I want to be kind of hot Sims, hot elders, which I think, this guy here is a pretty good example. I mean, I think he's pretty cute, right? He's an elder, but he works out, takes good care of himself, got some tattoos, right? He's ready to go. He's ready to have some fun here. He has retired from work, but not from love. So we're going to build this sort of retirement community for them to hang out in. And then once the pack drops, I'm going to give them all like the Paragon trait, so they all want more than one partner, and the Explorer trait. So they basically want to, woohoo everything around them. And then I'm also going to give this retirement home, this independent adult living center, the singles trait, the singles hangout lot trait. Because that's apparently like the big new lot trait coming is singles hangout, right? Singles hangout. And this is going to be a great hangout place. This is actually going to be our kind of clubhouse for this development over here. Now, over here, we're going to have a 2-bedroom townhouse sort of unit. On this side over here, we've already got like a 1-bedroom unit and then a studio. So this would be like a 1-bedroom unit. Next door to it's kind of a studio. There's one on each floor here. Over on this side, we're going to do a 2-bedroom unit only. Nothing on top. Although I have thought about maybe putting a studio up on top, but most retirement centers that don't have elevators, and we don't have elevators in The Sims, are only going to be like 2 stories, right? Because as people get older, mobility issues might make it harder to walk up and down the stairs. Now, this is going to be our front door. This is going to be an outdoor dining area. The kitchen is going to go here. We're going to have our living room here. This is going to be open above the kitchen and above the outdoor dining area. So I'm going to start. Let's start with trying to find some sort of front door here. We'll put in a few cheats and grab a few things here. Let me get all these in. I'm not talking too much when I put these in because I'll probably screw them up even if I'm silent. Luckily, it looks like they all went in just fine there. Today has been a boiling hot day here in the state of Oklahoma where I live. It's getting close to 100 degrees Fahrenheit here in the state of Oklahoma. I don't actually know what that is in Celsius, but it's hot. Imagine like as hot as it was in Britain recently, and it was so hot. Okay, imagine like a whole lot hotter than that. It's like super, super hot. I need to look up sometime like the conversion for Celsius to Fahrenheit, but suffice to say, super hot. I think we'll use this door here maybe for our front door, at least for now. One thing that I've been using a lot of is the Strangerville assets have come in pretty handy so far. I'm going to go with that, kind of a lighter door. Right now, I've used, again, a lot of this. That's a Strangerville asset, that particular window, which is super cool. Or we've got these windows, which are base game. I'd like to use a third style over here because the idea of this is that it's a village, right? So you have a little kind of Spanish village, and so you're going to have a lot of different sort of building styles. They're not all going to be exactly the same. So I think on this one, we'll try to do something a little bit different window and door wise. Let me grab these doors here. Maybe we'll go ahead and put same door over here, maybe leading out to this outdoor space. What I really want to do, in fact, though, is maybe put these doors here as well. So just do like that way. My thought is in real life, right? In real life, you could leave these doors open when the weather's nice and it would just be like an outdoor walkway. I'm going to raise the floor here up quite a bit. Not a huge amount, but I don't really want to have to do much in the way of stairs here. So maybe like this, sort of like this here. Let's look at, before we go much further, see what we've got here. I'm going to make this a sunken entry. In fact, let's go ahead and put this here like that. And then let's drop the entry down to where it's even with the front porch. And then over here, we could put in, let's put this in here. Oh boy. Let's take the wall out first. Let's take this wall out. And then my thought is to go ahead and put in something like that, right? And then maybe draw it all the way across so that we have kind of a step up and a step up into the kitchen area. And then we would need, I mean, technically we could use another step up for these doors here, but I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and do it. We're going to go ahead and put a step up there for those doors as well. So we'll put this here and we'll bring it across and then bring it across this way. Okay, so I have kind of a little bit of a multi-level sort of home here, which isn't too bad. I kind of like this look right now. I mean, I'm kind of digging it. I think that will be fine. Let's take out, I'm going to take out part of this wall here. This is going to be one of our bedrooms. So the bedrooms are not terribly large in this particular unit. They're usually not in retirement communities. A lot of times you're going to find somewhat smaller sort of living quarters, right? So a little bit smaller, but then you're going to have some larger communal areas to hang out in, which is where, of course, you know, this sort of thing comes in, right? This sort of like clubhouse space. We'll put a gym in here. We'll put like a place to have a party in here, so on and so forth. But for now, this will be our bedroom area here with its own bath. Right upstairs is going to be another bedroom with its own bath and something of a loft space here. Let's see here. We'll go ahead and we'll grab this. Take that out. We'll take it out over here as well. Take out this wall so that you can look down into this sort of kitchen area. Now, my thought at the time, obviously, was that this particular outdoor dining area would be covered, right? And we are going to have a sort of balcony patio area up here. But right now, looking at it, I don't know that I do want to cover it. My thought is maybe not to cover it. Maybe take this like that. Well, I don't know. I'm really torn here. I guess I'll leave it alone for the moment. Just do this as our outdoor patio. And maybe here what we could do real quick, I'm going to draw this in. I don't know that I'm going to keep it. But let's draw in something that looks a little bit like like a sort of, oh, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know what the word I'm looking for. What do you call this? It's not a scaffolding. That's not the right word, but it is a sort of arbor, right? A sort of arbor over it. And we might put some sort of greenery, you know, hanging down, some ivy or something like that. We'll see. So we could do like this, and then let's go ahead and we'll just bring it around like that, that. Now, the only thing I don't like about building something like this is then we have to go through and take out every single one of these little holes, right? We'll take them out and we'll have built ourselves a sort of arbor here. And then we'll need some windows to go in up above. And maybe, I think I'm going to go ahead and use this same fence. Well, not the same fence, because again, I kind of want it to be different. I could use it as kind of a placeholder fence until this new pack does drop in like a month. But let's take a look and see what we have here. We have this. This is not too bad. Again, I want to go kind of Spanish, right? Kind of Latino or Spanish, Latin. And not everything lends itself to that. Let's try this. Let's go with this. I think it's okay. We'll pull up oh, maybe this color. Bring it across here. Now, the one thing that I really had trouble with building a sort of elevated kind of patio or terrace, a sort of terrace like this, is that we don't have a lot of covers for these raised platforms. We really don't. We do have something like this, which is okay, but then it's got this weird white line there. We can use a half wall, a pony wall, but then if I use a pony wall, I won't have a fence, right? I've used this particular, well, maybe I didn't. I think I thought about using this stuff, which is not too bad, but it doesn't really strike me as Spanish, right? Doesn't really strike me as Spanish, I guess. I also use this. This is okay, so we could do like that. I think I'm going to stick with that and then just hope like through some miracle we get something new with the new pack that will kind of maybe blend a little bit better than what we have here. Let's do that. Now, we're starting to get our windows in place. I had already done a little bit of vegetation here. I don't think I'm going to stick with that necessarily. We're going to pull up the windows that kind of match these doors, right? I'm going to take it easy on myself, make it easy. We can grab these windows from Seasons, and we'll just put them in and use those throughout the space. Kind of like this. Do a lot of windows through here for the living room. That looks pretty good. And then we'll grab some more of these French doors here. Now we can either can either make a step down onto this, but there's not a lot of room on this sort of patio here, this sort of balcony. Well, it's not a balcony, sort of an outdoor space off of the pool. There's not really a lot of room there anyway. So I'm not real sure what I want to do with that. I mean, I suppose in some ways we could just do this. Let's bring that back. No, let's not do it exactly like that. Let's put that back out there. Let's grab a platform like so. Do like that. That's still correct. Yeah, it still looks good. So we could do kind of a walkway down. That's kind of my thought now, right? We just kind of go ahead and do these sort of steps. We'll bring it all the way across here. Now, originally I planned on maybe doing alcoves here, maybe putting in like a fireplace or something like that. Since I'm doing broad steps like this just down to the pool, I don't guess that I will. Like I said, I might change it. I don't have a lot of room to work with. This is just a 30 by 40 lot. So I might change this to a regular outdoor space for the family to hang out on or not. I don't know. I'm really kind of torn with it at the moment. I need more room. I need more space. But I do like the idea that this particular unit will have direct access to the pool. It's a good selling point from a marketing standpoint, right? Got this direct access to the pool. If you buy this unit, we're going to do a built-in office here, I think, kind of a desk area. Let's put our kitchen in and see kind of where we stand. The kitchen is going to go just right here. It's going to be a very long sort of linear space. And rather than do an island, I'll probably put some sort of table or something out here. I'm hoping, like I hope with every pack, that we are going to get a new type of kitchen, right? We're going to get some new kitchen cabinets. In the meantime, we'll use what we've got on hand. And maybe, I mean, I want to do something kind of, maybe a little country, little sort of rustic looking. I've used these already. But we could maybe use this. Let's see here. Or maybe not. We do have this too. We have this from Cottage Living, which is actually really good. That's not too bad. I don't want it to be too dark, but I don't want to get too crazy with the colors on it either. Let's go with this blue. Let's go with the blue, and we'll put in our cabinet. Actually, yeah, let's put in a cabinet there. Let's put in stove, cabinet, fridge, like that. And then we'll grab an old-fashioned sort of looking table, maybe something a little bit rustic here. Again, kind of just a placeholder, but we'll go ahead and go with this. We'll put this in here. We can put it right up against the stepping area there, which would be harder to do if we did cabinetry. I guess we could do that, but I want to feel more like there's an ease of passage through the kitchen area. Put that there. I think one thing I might do, this will give us a little more room in the kitchen. Maybe we could go ahead and, well, shoot, I don't know. I had a brief thought that we could build some sort of bar or something by extending out this part of this upper floor over to here. But then at the same time, I'm kind of like, well, I like using the idea of using the table, a kitchen table again. So let's just take a look at this. Let's see here. We could lift that up and then lift. Let's see. We'll go ahead and lift this up a couple of spaces. And we'll take this out and this out and this out and this out. And then that's a weird looking space, isn't it? I mean, it's kind of a weird looking space now. Oh boy, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just go with the smaller kitchen. Okay. Let's go with the smaller kitchen. Pull that back down there. So that it's not quite so many up and down steps there in that one spot. And then we'll maybe go ahead and put in a wall of some sort. Like so. In fact, we'll just go and put in a full wall. Let's put in a full wall here because I'm going to use a full wall on this other end for the refrigerator. And I think just to make sure that we have a little more room, let's move that down to here. We'll make this area the long, sort of narrow living room area. We'll go ahead and put in an extra cabinet here on the other side of the fridge. And then we can grab some appliances. Again, will these be placeholder appliances? Yeah, probably, because we'll probably swap them out for hopefully something in the new pack coming up in, who knows, how long is it? Still a while, right? Still a while to go. Something like a whole week. Well, not a week. Today's Saturday, so Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. 4 more days and we should have a trailer. 4 more days and we should have a trailer on Thursday morning. That hasn't been announced. That's not been announced, but we should have a trailer on Thursday morning. And then pre-sale, shortly thereafter. I'm going to put some light in the kitchen real quick. I want to see these colors a little bit better. Let's see here. And once the trailer comes out, there should be at least some hints to what kind of new assets we're going to get. Right now, the pack is feeling a little bit light, right? It's feeling a little bit light. Like, I'm not real sure what we're getting. I mean, I know what we're getting, but I don't know. It's kind of like looking at it doesn't feel super full. But I do think, hopefully there's going to be a lot of build buy stuff. And my big hope is, sometimes they do this, and this is my big hope, and I think it might be the case this time. Maybe we're just going to get a big base game update for something. And maybe that's why the expansion pack might feel a little bit light, right? Because if they've put a lot of resources into building something that's going to be a free update. Now, I don't know what that could be. I would hope it'd be something really cool. I hope it's spiral staircases. Been open for those for years. And I'm sure there's a bunch of other people who would say, no, cars, or no, this or that. But we could be getting some sort of substantial update that would really kind of justify where a lot of those, or where some of the resources went to when building this, new pack, right? That's really kind of what I think right now. Hello, Reagan. How are you? I have not been online much since about like January. I had some health problems. I was actually in the hospital for more than a week, but what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And so I'm super strong now. I actually am. It's well over now. That was back in February, but it did take me a while to kind of regroup. Once I got out, there was a little bit of recuperation time. And then, of course, I had about a million things to catch up on at work and just the usual sort of life stuff that gets put on hold when something like that happens. And I was a little bit under the weather leading up to that event, so I didn't do much for several weeks, maybe even a month before that. I would go for anything that's been on the list too for like 10 years, right? There are still things on that list that we have been waiting for so long. So long, Maxis, please, please. I do think, and I read this today on some little article floated across, the screen. I do think that the game's going to go on for probably at least 2 more years. There was someone had, put their resume or something on like LinkedIn, and I guess they had been working on a Sims project and they just got done. And according to maybe their resume, what they were working on will be out for The Sims 4 in 2026, right? So that's like 2 more years along. So I think it's gonna be pretty cool, really. I am feeling much better, Reagan. I hope that you also are feeling better. The hospital is never any fun. I absolutely, like most people, absolutely despise it. Absolutely, really, really hate being in the hospital. But I got through it. They fixed me back up. What can I say? We do have, even though I live in a smaller state and a smaller part of the United States, we actually have a pretty good medical system here. And in general, I have had great luck with it over the years. And some things that we have here in the state of Oklahoma actually are excellent. We have a pretty excellent organ transplant hospital here in the United States. Our heart hospitals are really excellent. So we've got some pretty good facilities here in Oklahoma. Yeah, I hope you're saying yes to The Sims being around for another couple of years. I personally still like The Sims 4 a lot. I'm not someone who really thinks that, I don't think that the graphics look out of date yet. I really don't. I think they look really quite good. And I still really like playing it, And there's a lot of stuff I still want to do with the game. And as you were kind of mentioning, there's a lot of things that we kind of still want for the game, right? There's still some stuff on the old wish list there that we all still kind of want. So I might go ahead and take that off. Let me take that off and decide what I'm going to do here with that area. It's not really possible to bring this around in the same way that I did here. So I don't know. For now, I'm going to leave it just like that. I might make it a sort of raised shelving type of area. The Sims 4, though, I mean, the truth is that The Sims 4, it can go on forever. I mean, it actually can. It is possible. Well, maybe not forever. It could go on for a very long time. If they continue to update the spec requirements so that as time goes on, you do need a stronger and stronger computer in order to run the game, they could stretch out The Sims 4 for a long, long time. Now, that always gets a lot of blowback and people are never happy, when they do increase the specs, which they haven't done very much, but maybe really only one time. And you either had to have the higher specs or you had to play the Sims 4 Classic version, right? So they don't do that very often, but they could. They could definitely decide in the future to just upgrade the specs again and just keep the game going for who knows how long, a long time. And one thing that I do a lot of storytelling with the game. I do a lot of building. I get a lot of emotional investment into it beyond just playing the game. And I do wonder all the time, like, oh my God, what if I didn't, if there's a new game, I'd have to have like new Sims, how I would have to try to either recreate the ones that I'm used to in this game in a new game, or I'd have to get new ones. And I'm not sure I want to do either one of those things. I think, I just want to keep who I've kind of got going, who I'm kind of working with. Let's see. Did we get a chair that matches this table? What table is this? This came from Tartosa, I think, like the wedding pack. So you see here. Well, I will say this. You're right. First of all, the adjustable bed is cool. The adjustable bed is cool. That's the only thing I mean, like here in Oklahoma, at least, they never leave you alone. So like all night long, they came into the room. I swear to God, I thought I was going to go ballistic this time. I tried not to go ballistic in the hospital because A, they have my health in their hands, and B, I just try to be a nice person as a general rule. But at one time, they came in at like 3 a.m. to change the sheets on the bed. And I was like, you guys got to be out of your head. But I was like, okay, fine. Yeah, sure. Change the sheets. And they were taking out the garbage and everything. I'm like, this is not housekeeping hours, guys. This is 3 a.m. I'm beat. I'm sick. Did you notice I'm in the hospital because I'm sick? Did you get that part? So usually I'm pretty ready to go. They were driving me a little crazy. But in general, they do a good job, and I've been very lucky in my life to have kind of easy access. Not everybody in the world does, that's for sure, to healthcare. Healthcare at all. And not everybody in the United States, not just the world, but even just here in the States, they don't have enough, it can be really hard to have good access to healthcare in the United States. And so, yeah, I'm pretty lucky. Let's look at these. I'm going to grab these. Do they come in a blue? They do kind of come in a blue. Does it clash? Clashes a little. So like maybe we'll do this. How about this blue? Let's do that one. It kind of still doesn't really work, but we're going to do it. I'm going to have to play test this at some point. I think they should go back and forth past those chairs without any problem. I've done this sort of stuff before, but I still play test it every single time just to make sure nothing's changed. I definitely realize I'm not immortal too. I look around and think I have been luckier than I deserve in my life. I've definitely taken more than enough risk with my life and my health over the years. Not in a long time. And I do kind of jest. I really haven't taken that many risks, but like I should wash my hands more, right? I should do stuff like that to kind of make sure that there aren't any problems in the future. And that's actually that's really what landed me in the hospital. This time was I got norovirus, right? Which norovirus is usually not that big of a deal, but I got norovirus, and I have a kidney transplant. I'm a kidney transplant recipient. So my immune system is kept compromised in order that I won't reject the transplant, right? And as such, apparently norovirus is really, really tough. It's the first time I've encountered it in like the 13 years that I've had a transplant now. First time I've encountered it. But apparently it's really tough to clear when you're immunocompromised. And that's what happened, is I ended up extremely, extremely dehydrated. And all my electrolytes were crazy imbalanced. I actually lost 30 pounds. I lost 30 pounds in like 2 weeks, I think it was. That's how bad dehydrated I was. In the first 2 days when I was in the hospital and they were giving me fluid, I actually put on, I'm not seeing any love seats I like, by the way. That's what I'm looking for here. I hate to put a sofa there because it's so big, but I'm not digging the love seats. Anyway, the first 2 days in the hospital, I actually put on 10 pounds. That's how bad the water weight was. Yeah, the water loss. So they fixed me up, though. They patched me all back up and sent me home. Sent me home to continue recuperating, and luckily things have gone fine so far. Let's see here. I guess I'm going to go with the sofa because I almost used this sofa. Where was it? I lost it. Right here. Almost used this sofa. I guess I will. It's a little crowded right there by that door. That's what I don't like. And I don't have a huge space here now. Yeah, I guess it's going to be okay, though. I'm going to go ahead and leave it and kind of roll with it. Really? Oh, my God. You have to pay for the ambulance when they call? Yeah, that would be tough in the States. That would be tough in the States to swipe that credit card to get you to the hospital in an ambulance. I can't imagine. But we are lucky. And there's a lot of countries that just don't have good hospital care. There's countries where I was on dialysis for about 5 years before I got a kidney transplant, which sounds really bad. And a lot of people are like, oh, my God, that's so awful. It's not that bad. And I was really thankful that I had the opportunity to do that. I really was, because I'm like, I could be someplace where they just don't have it. And then, I don't know what you do in that case. I don't know if maybe, I really don't. There was a guy in my dialysis clinic when I was doing it in a clinic setting. He actually was from Guatemala, and he had like a doctorate's degree. Okay, he had a doctorate's degree. He was a professor in Guatemala. He came up here to the States. He got permission in some fashion to be here in the States. And he was working at Walmart as a janitor because he had kidney failure and he could get insurance through Walmart. And then we had such ready access to dialysis here in the United States, and transplant for that matter too. I don't know if he got one, after I left the clinic. Of course, I never saw him again, but I was just amazed. I was blown away that he had, like I said, college educated, still couldn't access that sort of healthcare in Guatemala. This was too. Now let me preface that this was 20 years ago, so things could have changed in Guatemala. They could have it now. They could have a much different situation now. That was literally 20 years ago now, 19 years ago. So, yes, I tell you what, I always buy travel insurance when I go. Yes, just for the health part of it. I don't even care about the whole like, oh, if something goes wrong with the trip thing. I really do it just for the medical insurance. I definitely do. Let's see here. Surfaces. Let's put like maybe could do a coffee table under there. Maybe another dining room table under there. Let me try this. Well, maybe in a different color. Yeah, let's do that. I've got to go for just a second. I hear my son calling me real quick. I will be right back. Give me about 2 or 3 minutes. Okay, here we go. I am back. Oh my gosh. All right. Just took care of a little minor problem there. It's fine. Now, let me see here. We're going to keep working on our room here. I was just talking. It's funny. I was just talking to Reagan. Reagan, if you're still here, or in a moment, if you get back, I was just talking to Reagan there about when I was on dialysis. And I've had a discussion once with a developer at Maxis, and it was about the emotional impact, that this game has on people. Because sometimes I think that's easy for people to miss, just how much it can kind of impact people and how emotionally invested people can get in this game. And in my case, now this was back with The Sims 2, right? When I was on dialysis back on The Sims 2, I played it all the time while I was doing dialysis because you don't have anything else you can do. When you're doing it in a clinic setting, you're basically just there for, like 4 hours, right? For real, for real, 4 hours connected to a machine. And, it just takes a while. So I used to take my laptop and The Sims 2 and play The Sims 2. And it's one of the things that kind of gets you through the game or through life sometimes, because you can kind of lose yourself in playing it and not remember where you are, not be caught up in maybe where you are at that moment. You can be somewhere else doing something else. Let me see here. Let me look for a particular light fixture. And so, I was kind of talking to them about that, hey, this is it. There's more of an emotional impact than people might realize or might give credit for. And that's why sometimes people get upset. Okay. Sometimes when people are playing the game or people that are involved with playing the game, playing The Sims, they get kind of upset, when people forget a history or lore or the past or how things used to be, or if it kind of gets written off as, well, this is just a game. Don't get so upset about it. It's just a game. I think that it really touches people a little bit more than just a game. It kind of really, it's gotten a lot of people, myself included, I would say, through a lot of places in life. It gets you through a lot of places, kind of carries you through. Let me grab a couple of these. Let's put these up here. What would we do in The Sims without potted plants? Have a lot less decor is what this is what we would do. Let's put those there. I'm gonna go ahead and grab this. I'm gonna put this out here. I don't see any way that like fairies or anything are going to be integrated into this next pack, Lovestruck. Although maybe Cupid. We might get a Cupid sim. Now that would be cute, right? We might get a Cupid sim. But this I still think is a hint, right? For fairies, I do. Let's see here. Let's grab some more plants for in here, though. We'll grab something like this. Put it over here in the corner. I want to put a home office back in this area here. So anyway, the person in question, though, I think still kind of still feels like, well, no, it's just a game, but I still feel like, no, there's like something to it, It's very easy it's so easy to create things in The Sims 4. Whether you're creating a story, whether you're creating some sort of like that, whether you're creating a story or you're creating Sims or you're creating a build like this, The Sims 4 is probably one of the most artistic games out there. It really is a game that, you can really get into from an artistic standpoint and use almost as a tool for artistic expression, which is what building is. It's what cast creation is. It's what storytelling is. And when you invest yourself into that sort of creation, right, you really get emotionally attached to it, And so anyway, that's my sort of take on that subject, is that it's a game that's very easy to get emotionally attached to, and that explains sometimes when people get upset in the Sims community about different things going on. It's because, they have an emotional attachment to it. Let's see here. Could we use something like this here? I think we could. The color is not exactly the same. I wonder, does it come in a brown? No. How about this? What does this come in? Comes in white, comes in kind of a blue, there. I mean, that blue's pretty close. I think that blue's pretty close. I'm not so set on this, on the yellow part of it. Then there's that. That's not too bad. Let's go with that. I think that this blue here is a lot closer. It's close enough to that blue. And then this wood is close enough to this wood that it's going to work okay. Oh yeah, see, yes, exactly. I don't even want to talk about how many hours I have in The Sims. It's kind of embarrassing, and it really lets people know just exactly how much work I didn't do at work, because there's no way that you can work and put in as many hours into a video game as I have on The Sims 4 or The Sims 3 or The Sims 2 or The Sims 1. So it's an investment. It's a life investment. I'm not kidding. It pretty much... and a monetary investment, don't get me wrong. Although I do tend to feel like in general, I feel like The Sims is a really good investment for a hobby. You know, what I can spend my money on. Otherwise, I don't think, I'm not, I get a lot of hours of enjoyment out of The Sims, out of The Sims 4 on a wide variety of different levels. And maybe that's part of why I do find it to be such a good investment, is I use it for so many different things, so many different outlets and so many different expressions that, I just use it all the time, and I'm always in here doing something. Let's see here. I'm going to go with this. I like this chair. This is actually one of my favorite chairs. I use this all the time. Let's put it back here maybe. That. I hope they can get out those doors. I think they can. We're going to check it out here in a little while. Take a look at our Sims for this. Yeah, I'm very enthused by Paralives, and in fact, I was pretty disappointed to see Life by You get canceled. I do sincerely believe that the Sims, I believe that EA. let me phrase that properly. I believe that EA needs competition. They definitely do. So I was really, really sad to see Life by You be canceled. And I hope that Paralives, when it comes out, I hope it's like super, super good. I really do. I hope that it is just about the best game you could ever hope to play. Because it'll spur EA maybe to loosen up the purse strings and stuff a little bit. Maybe go ahead and free up a few more resources, right? So that, some stuff maybe could get done that's not getting done. But I don't know if it would take a long time to have the sort of history and tradition, the mental and emotional history and tradition with, say, something like Paralives that I have with The Sims 4. And I've never really gotten into anything like, there's been various different sorts of, I can't think of it. It's a Second Life. Second Life was one of them, that these sort of Sims style games, never got into it. Never have. So I think the same thing might end up being true of Paralyzed. I don't know. It'd have to be really in depth. It'd have to really kind of grab me. Just like I'm looking to grab this one particular lamp and I don't see it here. Oh, there it is, right there. It would really have to grab me. That's for sure. Let's put it like that. You're right. And that's what happened with Life by You. And I know Paralives is probably, it's slow. It's such a slow development process. I'm glad they're taking their time. I hope they get it right, because they don't want to end up putting something out that, people are going to hate, right? It's not going to be any good. So it takes a long, long time, and it takes a lot of money. It takes a lot of money to develop a title, especially a good title. It takes a lot of money to develop a good title, something that's even halfway decent. It can cost, it takes a lot of money, a lot of time. Let's see here. What do I want to use as bookshelf in here? Maybe this. I love these. This is a really cool bookshelf. It's one of my favorites. Let's put that bookshelf over there. I guess we could put another rug back here. Let me see. I need to put the tool mod back in. I do have the tool mod inactive at the moment. And I updated it and still didn't get it put back in. The tool mod allows me to make things just slightly more bigger, right? Because this, I want to be a little bit bigger, but I don't want it to be that big, right? So with the tool mod, I can make it just a little bit bigger. I got to get that put back in. EA EA's easy to get agitated with. You know, I just think that they're like any corporation. You know, they're a corporation, and ultimately they're there to make money for their shareholders. I mean, I get that. I live in the real world like we all do. But I think sometimes they have unrealistic expectations, really. And I mean, I guess, hell, I don't know. I'm not at their board meetings, but I do kind of feel that way. Okay. That's coming along pretty good. Not too bad. I feel like maybe we're going to need art, but I just feel like for sure with art, we're definitely going to get new artwork, right? We're definitely going to get new artwork with the new pack. So that is something that I should be able to pretty easily put in later. Maybe I'll accent this wall down here. Kind of set it apart a little bit. I would love to put in some columns there. I'll be honest. I would use columns a whole lot more, but they disappear too much. But I really would love to put columns there to make that more of a true alcove. Even something like this is kind of rustic would be cool. Or this, you know, this is cool. Love that. Love that. In fact, I actually really do love that. I'm going to go ahead and put them in, I think. Later, they won't show up very well, and I'll get sick of it, and I'll take them out. But I do love the way they look there. And you know what we could do, too, in order to, again, let's just really make this an alcove. We could go through and put a spandrel through there. We'll use this one maybe like that. So we get a little bit of a rusticism in there. Let's pull this out a little bit. Yeah, I kind of like that. It's not too bad. We did lose our column though, didn't we? Yes, we did. Let's put the column back there. Will it? There we go. And can we turn this one back around? Yes, like that. So we'll go with that angle with that. Now over here, originally I kind of thought I might put in some sort of home office over here. The thing is, this works perfectly good for that. I don't think we need anything else. You know, they need to pay Twisted Mexi. They need to hire him onto their team. Yes, they do. I agree. And who does MC Command Center? Deaderpool? Yeah, him too. Because they do excellent mods. They've done some fantastic things in game. And, you know, they seem to be willing to pay builders and stuff like that. So why not? Let's grab a front door here, or not a front door. A regular door, maybe the season style door for our bedroom. Now we're going to take a look at the bedroom here. I think we can go ahead and do the exact same flooring as we've done through the rest of the house. I'm going to turn it this direction. One of the things with flooring is you usually want it running the length of the room, so it makes the room look longer and therefore bigger. That's a little decorating trick for real life, actually, not just in The Sims. Now, I put wood here in the kitchen instead of tile. I guess we could use wood in the bathroom instead of tile. I'm not going to. I'm going to put a tile in here and then hopefully maybe swap it out with something new, you know, when the new pack drops. This is a fairly good size bedroom. I mean, really, for what it is. We're going to put in placeholder bed. Once I get this bedroom done, I'm going to go into live mode, pull a couple of Sims over here, kind of see, does everything even work? I think it does work. Let's grab this bed. Put that in there like that. I'm going to grab some light too. Actually, no, what we need is windows. Let me grab a couple of windows here. I think we'll just do them like that. I got to be a little careful here. I do want to put a closet in this space, but I think I can do it here. Actually, I don't need to be that careful. Let's scratch that. I don't need to be that careful. We can put a closet in right here. There's a closet that I use pretty much for so many builds. I did this a long time ago. Let's see here. Closet. This is the closet from, Get Together. So, like I said, I did it a long time ago. And I just stuck mirrors in it one day. I actually did those without the tool mod. I just freehanded them into place. That's why I put it in a room and saved it so I wouldn't have to do that every single time. So now, I have a mirrored closet door, right? Instead of a standard closet door. So we'll grab bathroom door and put over here like so. And do we want to put any windows in the bathroom? I think so, just because I don't want to look so blank here for the town in general. Let's grab the window we used in the kitchen. Maybe do here, here, and here. For now. That'll do for now. That'll work for now. Yeah, I'm glad I thought of it. That's for sure. I just don't want to have to do it every single time. I actually uploaded that to the gallery too. So if you ever see a build, or if you have a build you want to use it in, if you ever see me doing a build, I do believe I went ahead and put that on the gallery one day as a room. And I think I did it during a stream. I think someone was asking about it or something like that. And I was like, oh, here, I'll just stick it on the gallery. I think I'm going to leave it white. I'll just stick it on the gallery, make it easy on you. Let's move that over here. Let's grab a couple of end tables. Those sliding glass doors with mirrors like that are so common in the world. That was another reason why I did it. I mean, it's just you see them everywhere. And so if you really are trying to recreate a real sort of place, now I don't know about new construction. Maybe they're going out of vogue now, but they were in vogue for such a long time that I feel like they are in every house everywhere, Let's see. We'll put maybe, I might have to change that. I might have to change this closet to a color. It does look a little odd there with this door and everything else. I guess we'll go with that. We'll hope that matches well enough. I think we'll put in a little occasional chair in here. Maybe a rocking chair. Let's do a rocking chair. I love the rocking chairs in game. I really do. I like rocking chairs in real life. So let's see here. Sometimes I do wish we had a few more non-rustic versions of the chair, though. I'm going to put this one here. We got a non-rustic rocking chair with Get Growing Together. And I might swap those out, but the blue kind of matches the blue here, right? Kind of pretend like these people really like blue. Grab ourselves a piece of art for in here. What I really want to do in here is this, and I'm going to just go ahead and put these empty frames in here. Because this is where, again, retirement Sims live. I hate that word elder. Right? I hate the word elder. I hate the word senior citizen. I hate all that sort of stuff. So these are where retired Sims live. This is a retirement community. So I figure they're probably gonna have a lot of pictures, right? Then pictures of their families, pictures of their grandkids, pictures of, their lives leading up to that point. So we're gonna go ahead and stick those there. We'll put a couple of light fixtures over it. Do. Now we could put an actual regular piece of art over this bed, of course. Let's grab those some. Lights for beside the bed. Not too bad. Grab ourselves some sort of art. Some sort of big piece of art. We want some substantial art. Again, these are people. These are retired people. They've lived their whole lives, so they've been collecting stuff probably their whole lives, right? So they probably have like some really big piece of art that, they bought at some point. That's a really big piece of art, isn't it? But honestly, that is a sort of art I do like. I actually, you can't see it right now. I'm trying out this new sort of background, right? This custom background thing behind me. But normally, if you could see behind me, you'll see I actually do use pieces of art this big on the walls. I like kind of big, oversized looks like that. So we'll put that in there, kind of like that. I might change around the tone of the bed just a little bit. Let's see here. Yeah, let's do that. Love that. I love this bed. I love this pattern on it and this style. I think it's so cool. Now, let's see if we can find ourselves some sort of rug. Another reason why I'm not ready for The Sims to end yet is because there's just still so much stuff I need. Like I never get enough. I never get enough stuff. I don't even like kits, but I like kits. Does that make sense? It's like I don't even really like the concept of kits, but I like the fact that it's more stuff. So, even though I'm kind of iffy about the concept, I do like to get the new stuff that comes with the kit, so that always helps. I think we're gonna go with that pattern there. I do like that. Okay, so we got kind of a little bedroom set up here. Not too bad, I think. Not too shabby. I wouldn't mind putting in a small dresser. Although personally myself, I actually don't use a dresser. My son does use a dresser. I do not. I just use shelves in my closet, to put things on. But we might grab some sort of small sort of dresser, maybe. See what we got here. I don't know that there's going to be anything I love. Maybe this. Now this might work in this sort of plain pattern like that. That's not too bad. Let's go with this version of it. So it's got a little shelf there to put things on, and then I might put some knickknacks, cluttery type of stuff there later. My thought is that we're going to need to put the laundry in here if we're going to have a laundry. Really don't know. Let me look at this. Yeah, we could do a laundry. Let's do the laundry here. I don't want to put the laundry on the second floor, right? There's not really room to map it out in the kitchen. So we can put a little laundry right here. Put a laundry set up there. Now, one thing that is missing from this build, and I may have to go in and figure out a way to tuck it into the entryway in some fashion, is like a guest bath, a half bath. I don't really want to do that. Let's see. I guess we could go with this, right? Put that there. And then the shower isn't too oddly placed. Let's move this over. I might take that window out. I really don't like it because it's not centered with the shower. Let's go ahead and take it out. I'm going to take that one out, and then we'll just leave these two for now. And we'll put in a toilet. Let's see. I guess it doesn't matter. Again, we'll probably get a new toilet with the new pack. Well, I'll go ahead and use this one. Let's grab a sink here and put it into place. You know what? I mean, that's true too. With the kits, the point you're making there, I think the same thing. And also, it's really tough because I have every pack as well. And sometimes I do go through and I will deliberately make something base game only, or I'll make a base game only in one pack, like maybe the most recent pack, or I'll take an existing build and I'll do a base game version of it, especially if it seems like someone, wants to download it for some reason. But yeah, it is really tough. And it's, it kind of reached that point with The Sims 3 where there was so much stuff from the store, right? And so much stuff from just everywhere that it was just impossible sometimes to download a build and have it have everything in it. Unless you just had everything. And I don't think I think in the end, I ended up with everything from the Sims 3 store in the end, but I didn't, that's not going to work. I did not have everything all the time, that's for sure. I did buy all the packs, but not everything from the Sims 3 store. I don't know if I'm going to find a mirror. I guess I could use this one maybe. Is that going to be close enough? One thing I miss from The Sims 3, something awful, is the create a style system where you can make anything in any pattern, any color, anything, and things could all match. And I guess I'm just a matchy type of person because, I want everything to match, right? I want to pretend like I custom built this house and I hired a carpenter to come in, right, and make everything from the same damn wood. Everything, every last thing. This looks pretty good. So I'm going to, oh yeah, I need a bathroom. Okay, so I could do a half bath here. Although I kind of like this landing for the stairs. So I could do a half bath over here, right? Yeah, I could do a half bath over here. But, no buts. I think I do a half bath over here. I don't love it right up against the kitchen like that. Some people can be kind of squeamish about that sort of idea, but this is not real life. This is The Sims, and so I think it's going to be okay. I think so. And I've certainly seen, don't get me wrong, I've seen kitchens with a bathroom right off the kitchen. It's just, a lot of times I do think in terms of, okay, if this was real life and I was, someone was really building this place, what would they really want it to be like? I can make it easy on myself by doing it like that. That does make that really tight there, though, both visually and from a real life standpoint. So if we do it like that, will it work? It will if I do it like this. Come on. And in fact, I'm going to do it like that. Come to think of it. Let's just do it like this. And then we can put the door to it on this side. Right? So we'll put the door on this side here. And then that kind of satisfies you're not walking right off the kitchen into the bathroom or right off this eating area. You're going to come around the corner. So that does kind of satisfy that. Let's lower that down to the height of the entryway. And we'll put a quick bathroom in there. And we'll grab that in there. That's one thing I'm going to tell you too about building, because one thing I did not like about the most recent timed event, right? The most recent timed event. I didn't like that because it's going to end and there's going to be people that don't ever get a chance to get those things, and add them to their game. And so at some point, yeah, you're going to be building. You're going to say, oh, yeah, that's right. I've got a wood tone nano trash can. Let me grab that and put here in the kitchen. And then someone, will not realize, well, I think you can tell what you don't have, but they won't have that in their build, or they won't even search for things for builds that contain objects from those events because they don't have them, right? They don't have them. So that's one thing I did not like about that event. Now, I liked the stuff in the event. I thought it was nice. And I was really glad they added... I was glad they added some of those pack items into base game. So, if you don't have a dartboard, now you do, right? Now you have a dartboard, and it's totally cool. And so, yeah, I was really glad they did that to give people that don't have certain packs a little more access. Okay, so let's go into live mode. We're going to... Oh, yay for ingenuity. Well, that's the mother of invention, right? Necessity is the mother of invention. We're going to go into live mode here. Now, here are two of my Sims currently. This is one of them. We'll use this guy. This is Captain Jack. He is a retired airline pilot. This is actually his studio apartment back here. I haven't done much with it. I did lay out some furniture in here. Again, it's small, but it's got like a bedroom, and it's got like a living area, little place for his office, small kitchen, small bath. The great thing about Captain Jack's apartment is it's got this great outdoor area, which if you had a studio with a courtyard like this, okay, that's golden. And especially, this is in Del Sol, so there's a lot of sunshine here, a lot of nice days in the year. So he's totally going to dig it. I got to put some landscaping and stuff in, as you can see. We're going to have Captain Jack come on over here. Let's just have him come. Can he get in at all? Let's see. Do I have steps? Do I need steps? No, should be fine. Here he comes. As you can see from Captain Jack, I am trying to make my retired people here, even though they're technically elders, let's try to make him kind of hot. I think he's kind of hot, right? He works out. He's a healthy sort of, chap here, right? He's made it inside. Let's see if he can get over here to this chair and sit down. Oh, great. Okay, so he's going to go outside. He is going to go outside, which I don't really want him to do. I want him to walk along here, right? Or along here. Jack. That's what I want you to do. Let's see if he can make something to eat. I need to put a sink in there too real quick. He's not much for baking. He was a pilot. He ate out a lot, but we're going to make some sugar cookies today. Oh yeah, that'd be great. I do love the pillows that are included with the new, the giveaway thing. I do like those, but I don't think they're really, they don't lock onto a bed. They don't lock onto a sofa. You have to elevate them up. And I would really like to get pillows as well that you could throw onto things, like throw pillows. And really, I'd prefer that every sofa was blank, no pillows, no blankets, none of this stuff, but that we would have those items to add on as we wanted them in places where we wanted them. I would love that. And I actually used the new pillow with that giveaway, and I'm going to speed him up through this. I used the pillow from the giveaway. I usually put them on the floor against the wall. When I was a kid, I think there was like a little thing for a while where stores sold giant pillows like that, or giant pillows, not like in game, but giant pillows like all the time. And my mom and my friends' moms and all those people, they just threw them on the floor, right? They just throw them on the floor, throw them up against the wall, something like that. And so, hold on a second. Let's pause this. So I would really love to see something that we could throw against the wall, and the sim would grab the pillow and then go sit on it, right? While watching TV. Or like maybe the toddler would do it or something. Kids would do it. This is the new one from that giveaway. I'm going to use this real quick now that I'm thinking about it. We'll use this color blue. This is what I meant by like a large pillow. It'd be like this big, right? And this is what I've been doing in my builds with both of the pillows, that one from the pack and then this new one, is I just blow up one big like that. And then kind of grab a smaller one, put here beside it. Sometimes at an angle. Let's give it an angle. Look a little interesting. Now, the Sims won't do anything with that, but for me, I mean, I look at it and I really do think about, you know, kind of when I was a kid and we had a bunch of those colored pillows like that. Let's see here. Yeah, see, I thought he looked pretty good, right? Oh, Jack there, he's a retired airline pilot, so you know he's got a good retirement income, right? So, yeah, he looks pretty good. I thought he did. I was like, I'm going to make, because my goal is, this is my deal, you know, I'm going to build this retirement community. I'm going to fill it full of Sims with the new Paragon trait and the new Explorer traits, right? Which means basically they want to woohoo anybody, anywhere, anytime. And then I'm going to give this lot, this like retirement home lot, I'm going to give it the singles lot hangout trait, which is another thing coming. So then singles will all come here to hang out, which apparently they actually will do. They will like come and hang out in your front yard. You know, if you make it a singles hangout lot, if your house is, they'll just kind of come and hang out in your front yard. So, you know, this place is going to have a pool and it's going to have a clubhouse, it's going to have all this stuff going on. So I figure they're good to go. Let's grab this trash can, put it over here. This is probably one of my favorite things with the giveaway too. Well, I liked a lot of the things with the giveaway, but I love finally we got a nano trash can and something other than that. Because this is the only color we've had literally for 10 years. For 10 years, all we've had that trash can in is that color. So I'm glad to get this new one. Let's have him. Let's see if it works. Let's have him dump these cookies out. Let's see if he dumps them away or if he washes them. He's going to dump them out. Oh, you know what we need also? We're going to need... Oh, now he's using it. Now where's he going? Where are you going? Where are you going? You know where he's going. You know where he is going. Oh my gosh. I haven't said any of these as actual apartments. I'm going to using the new apartment pack, but he's running. He's going to run all the way across this lot. He's running all the way across this lot, and he's going to wash that plate in that dishwasher. Okay. I get it. Okay. Maybe there's some logic to that. Maybe it is easier to walk all the way across your apartment complex to use the dishwasher than it is to simply wash it in the sink. Maybe so. I'm going to give him a dishwasher. Dude, let me set that one as like the sink for washing dishes, right? Let's see here. Yeah, they're going to be it's going to be a Randy lot. It's going to be a bunch of... a bunch of old people. They're going to be living their best life while they still got life left to live. They're going to be living that best life. And I'm going to put like one young guy here. Actually, these people, I'm giving them some makeovers in cast and stuff because I made this group of senior citizens, right? Like a long time ago. I wish we had a green one. We don't have a green dishwasher, do we? I made a group of them a long time ago. And I put him in a retirement center and I put one young guy living there because the joke was a little joke I was writing at the time, sort of joke story. I put it on the Sims forum and I would just update every day. Was he inherited this unit, you know, this place at this retirement community from his granddad. And even though he wasn't retired, even though he wasn't even close to that age, you know, it was free, right? It's free to live there. He owns it now. So he went ahead and moved in, and then kind of the story was just him interacting with a bunch of retired Sims who retirement age Sims who act more like teenagers than he did, you know. So he was like the responsible one of every story, and they were kind of the crazy ones. Okay, so we've got a sink in. We've got our garbage thing in. I think everything works. Did he actually use the computer? No, but he sat down, so that should work. He likes the older everything. Okay, that's what an Explorer Sim is I'm gonna guess just pansexual is the Explorer Sim, like because they want to try everything. It says with everybody, I think is what it said. So yeah, he's kind of pansexual. And then if you're a Paragon Sim, you want to you you want to have relationships, a happy relationship, mind you, with more than one Sim, right? So now I don't know it, but it sounds like being polyamorous, right? Like polygamy. So I think he's going to be kind of the poly. I think it's going to be kind of like a polyamorous trait. So that my thought is, will this work? I don't know because we don't have the pack yet. But wouldn't it be great? You make one and then you make two others that want the exact same thing, and maybe can they all three live together in sort of a polyamorous relationship, right? Because The Sims is kind of about that. It's kind of about being kind of, you can check out and try out sort of the idea of things that maybe you're not going to do in real life, right? Maybe you're not going to run out and form a polyamorous relationship in real life. Maybe you don't want a sister wife, maybe you can barely stand your own sister and you don't want any more. But I think it'd be fun in game to be able to do that. So I'm hoping that's how it works because it sounds like that's how it works, right? That's what I think. So we're going to see with this particular retirement community how well that does work. That's not too bad. I mean, I think that looks pretty good. We're going to we might as well just go ahead and grab our bathroom here. Let me go back into build mode. Grab our bathroom, just put the exact same thing up here. Kind of apartment style, right? Grab our closet, put it up here. We're going to go ahead and put in the same windows here, I think. I'm really not super sure about that. I might use different windows, and I might especially... Oh, by the way, check that out. The tree's growing through the wall, and I can't get rid of the tree until I get the tool mod because it's on the lot that you can't access. Someone wasn't thinking. My thought is, of course, that hopefully this, A, with tool mod, I can just take that out. And B, maybe the new world won't have that. Won't have that issue, right? Where there's a tree growing through the wall from next door. But that just makes for bad neighbors. It really does. If your neighbor's tree was growing through the wall of your house, you probably wouldn't get along well with them. I'd probably chop it down. I probably would chop down at least the part that hung over my lot, right? Okay, let's grab some flooring here. We'll fill this in real quick. And one thought I did have for this upstairs bedroom, I'm kind of half and half. I originally thought about maybe doing it as a fully open loft space. Now, the one thing that holds me back from that is that in order to access this upstairs kind of living area, which is going to have to be right there, actually. In order to access this area, you have to pass through this space, to get outside. So I don't know. I think I am going to make it a loft space. Let's just do it. I mean, you've got a private bedroom downstairs, and a loft space would be really great if you had your grandkids over or something. So let's grab a wall like this, maybe. Go ahead and take that out like that. And then when the grandkids come over, they're going to be staying upstairs. We might go ahead too and just change the layout of that floor like so. Let's grab a couple of windows here. Put in like that. Oh, like that. Put in our door. Actually, we can't use that door, can we? Because if I'm going to have this open to the dining room down below, then I need a small door. So for now, I'm just going to use this door here. Put that there. Oh, I could do that. I could put, I could use the window from, I do series on my channel sometimes. I did a pretty long series for Dream Home Decorator that was very sort of funny, and it was about a guy who became a decorator, obviously, and kind of followed him and his family. And I did it as far as cottage living. Then I got busy and I did let it slide off, but there was quite a few episodes for that. And I have, from time to time, you'll find stuff like that on my channel. I think I will. I mean, like with this set, I do have. Let me find the window here. I do have plans. Okay, with this set, let's put a Juliet kind of balcony there. Does it work? Let's see. Kinda. It kinda does. I'm going to leave that there even still, for the moment. Well, or maybe. I do want to do windows through here, I think. I'll think about it. I'm going to do a series for this new pack called One Night at the Disco. And I'd already made a discotheque inspired by this pack on the stream last weekend. And so what I'm going to do is take this cast of characters from here and from other places in my game, and we're going to follow them through one night at a nightclub, right? At this big nightclub. Nightclub is called Rubrik's Cube, right? So we'll follow the Sims through one night at this nightclub and kind of, see what their story is and where their story kind of leads them. And that will be the sort of storyline I'm going to do for this particular pack. The last couple of packs, I've done some small sort of story stuff for, but I haven't had the time. Like with For Rent, I really was about to gear up, and that's when I went to the hospital. I was about to gear up. I had the Sims made, I had like sets made, I had everything ready to go to kind of do this storyline about this Sim moving, to Tomarang and settling in. And anyway, I never did it. Someday I might, but not probably anytime soon, but someday maybe. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? Let's not put a window there. Let's put in this type of door. Oh, did you see the couple of Dream Home Decorator? Is that the couple you mean? I really did like that couple too. And I loved their little family. Now that was one, come to think of it, by the end of that series, or where I dropped off in cottage living, they actually had a third person living with them. They actually had kind of thrupled up, and using the new pack, I might have to revisit them with the new pack and see how those new traits kind of interact with those particular, with the Dream Home couple. I might have to do that. I'd almost forgotten that aspect of it. It was towards the end of that series. So we'll see. Rubrik's Cube, because how you use a rubric to grade papers, right? When you're in college or whatever, high school, they usually have a rubric to grade you on. So my thought was Rubrik's Cube, and it's kind of themed after a Rubik's Cube on the interior. That would be, the place where you're going to go and kind of judge and grade other people, because it's a nightclub and a kind of meat market-y type of place. So for Lovestruck people, let's take the ceiling out of that. Now, this is coming up on my least favorite part, which is putting on a roof. I hate doing the roof lines on these things. Let's see here. And one thing I think I'm just going to have to do is, well, I don't know. Oh, you know what? You know what I could do? I could do this. I could do this. We go ahead and we'll just pull this out another spot. Pull this out another spot. And then we will do a small landing here. And we'll take it all the way across. And I was kind of agonizing a little bit there over the fact that I really do want to have, let's take that out. I really do want to have this type of door up here for access to this upstairs, whatever we're calling it, patio, terrace. And I'm going to leave that as a step up. Pull this like that. Okay, so let me take a look at the roof lines here and kind of figure out what we're going to do with that. Oh, you know what? You didn't have to correct it. I knew what you meant. I spelled it wrong when I originally posted something about it online too. You know, it would be great for a college town bar. You really don't. I feel like, I just feel like you don't see. It used to be you saw nightclubs a lot, right? I feel like you saw a lot of dance type nightclubs. I just don't feel like you see that hardly as much anymore. I mean, you still do. It's not never, but it's like, it feels to me like mostly you see sports bars. Like, well, in my college town, I live in Norman, Oklahoma, home of the University of Oklahoma and the Oklahoma Sooners, right? And we've got like way too many, in fact, sports bars, right? Like every restaurant practically is a sports bar. It's what I kind of feel like. Every single restaurant's a sports bar. Every bar is a sports bar. And you don't really have any more of that sort of like a nightclub, you know, like a lounge, let alone a dance club, but even just a lounge or something, you don't really have that either. Let's see here. I think boy, oh boy. God bless. I hate roofs. Let's maybe do this one like that. Let's do that. And then let's do maybe this type of roof here. Like this, and then we'll blend and try to blend that into there. Right. And let's pull this down a little bit here. We'll pull this part down a little bit. I guess that's okay, right? That's not too bad. I can kind of live with that. I need to kind of... Does it look Spanish? All right. I actually feel like in some ways this is starting to look a little more kind of Italian, but that's because of where the pieces are coming from. A lot of my concern with the new pack is kind of that. It might look like Tartusa and the New World and Salvadorada. I hope they don't end up looking too much alike, you know, each other. Let me grab this fence here. Because as I've been building this, I have kind of thought, you know, this looks a little Italian to me. Is it? I don't even want to say Spanish because I don't even know that the world is Spanish. I mean, it could be kind of just a general sort of Latin world, right? Not necessarily Spanish. So the spandrel in here, I think, like that. Can I put one here too? Yeah. Let's do that. One thing I could do, if I do this, that. We'll raise these up. In here in this room is we could make this a sort of alcove maybe. But no, I'm not going to. We could. My first thought seeing it from this side was, hey, we could make that an alcove, put a piece of art in there, put a little, like archway on there to highlight it. But I think it's going to look kind of odd in the corner over there. I think it's going to be too close to this window. And then I'm not going to be able to I'm not going to be able to center the bookshelf on the wall. The bookshelf would have to set like this. And I don't like the look of that either. So never mind. Long story short, never mind. We are not going to do that. We are going to grab this tile here. And we'll go ahead and tile in our kind of space here. And out here, we will have these sort of alcoves out here. So either I'll put, I don't know what I'm going to put there, a plant, something. I might end up, I don't know. We'll see. So I might end up not doing it. Yes, no, you're right. You're exactly right. They're going to go hang out at a coffee shop. Right? Yeah, they're going to go hang out at Starbucks. They're going to go hang out at a local coffee shop. Stuff like that. So, and like I said, and then the sports bar. They just go to the pub, to a pubby sort of sports bar. And when, God, a long time ago now, 20 years ago, 25 years ago almost, getting closer, when I was going out a lot, I went out to nightclubs a lot. I went out like dancing a lot. It was like a big thing to do, sometimes 4 nights a week type of thing to do. So it does seem odd to me, but I don't know. Everything changes, right? The world changes. And maybe they do go out and I just don't know where they're going. I am a little out of that loop. It could be that I just really don't know where they're going, I haven't really looked into it. And I'll tell you another thing. Of course, it's harder to find other people to go. I don't want to go by myself, right? I don't want to go by myself. Although I will go out to the nightclub on a cruise ship by myself, right? Or something like that. That's why I like cruise ships a lot. They always have kind of a discotheque sort of nightclub. And it's a great place to go dance and hang out. I'll go there by myself, but I'm not going to go someplace here in town by myself. So it's harder to find someone to go with. And then, unless you have a big group of people to kind of go with, there's no designated driver, right? You're always the designated driver if you go by yourself. So, or you have to live close enough to take an Uber. And so, anyway. Yeah, that is a good idea. I could do I might do shelves out. You mean out here? I could do shelves out here and do it as a built-in for all sorts of stuff, really. You know what? I think I will. I'm going to do this side at least that way. That's a really good idea. Let's grab some shelves here. I'm going to try using these type of shelves first. Let's see here. I'm glad that it gave you Mediterranean old Spanish colonial bungalow vibes. That is kind of where I'm headed. I'm hoping that if it is a Spanish influenced pack, it's going to be like Andalusia maybe, or Mallorca or someplace like that, right? It's going to be a sort of Mediterranean vibe on the coast. And we did get the Riviera pack, right? We did get that hint. So, or kit, I mean. So yeah, that's really my hope, is that it is something like that. Let's see if this will work. Because that is kind of where I'm headed. I think that's going to be too big. Does it stick out? No, it doesn't stick out. Yeah. Okay, so it does fit. A little worried there for a second. Let's move that up just a little bit, and then we'll... What other ones do we have, though? I was hoping... we can't see this one part, you know, the sides of it, which give it all the kind of the interest, you know. Let me take that one off. Let's try this. This might be too big. We'll try it though. Yeah, I was afraid of that. I'm trying to get a good view here. Let's see. Let's take that out. Just use tab mode. Okay. We've got this and this. This is cool. How about that? You know, let's do that. And it looks kind of rustic, you know, it's giving me kind of a rustic vibe with this place. Do some shelves like this. Yeah, I like those. That's going to be pretty cool out there. Let's do that. And I'm not going to do too much clutter in this, but what would I put out here? Maybe a barbecue grill? Because I could do this. Could take that. And instead of having a raised platform, we'll just drop it down. And then we'll grab one of the single tile barbecue grills. Let me see here. This. Do you mean my real in-life family? Where did we go? My son and I? Was that you don't mean my Sims family, right? My son and I recently, like, have you seen it? I put the posts on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. We originally, it does go so fast. I already miss my son. He's going to turn 16. He's turning 16 in literally about a week and a half. And he's the one that actually told me this statistic one day. And of course, you know, it's just sad as can be, but he's like, you know, Dad, 90% of the time that you'll ever spend with your kids, like 90% of the total, is before they turn 18. So it's like after they turn 18, you only spend 10% more time with them total, right? And so I was like, oh my God, you know, you yanked part of my heart out a little bit early. So I am already missing him, of course. Now, I'll probably get lucky or unlucky depending on how you view it, and he'll probably live at home forever. He'll probably never move out. And I'll probably at some point I'll be like, oh boy, son, wouldn't you like to find an apartment? But for now, of course, I'm still kind of missing him. So we just went to Los Angeles and San Diego. So that's where we were the last couple weeks ago. Los Angeles and San Diego. And we went by train, by Amtrak here in the United States, and which we love. We actually really love traveling by train. It is a fantastic mode of travel. It's very easygoing, very relaxing. And my son, even though he's fully a 21st century kid, right? I mean, he explained to me one day, even when he was little, that he's an indoor type of kid. He likes being on his computer. He likes his video games. He likes doing inside stuff, right? So even though he is a thoroughly 21st century kid, wired in, just like I am, like I'm to blame there, but wired in to the world, he loves traveling by train, as do I. I mean, it's nice to have that moment of just calm, you know, and it's like I told someone, it's so cool to, when you go on a train, there's nothing to do at all. Like no activities, nothing. And that is actually really a kind of luxury. You know, it's really kind of nice that there is nothing, because there is literally zero pressure to do anything. You know, if you go on a cruise, and I love going on cruises, I do that a lot. There isn't as this sort of pressure. Like, you paid for this whole ship, and you paid for all these things on the boat, and you need to get up, and you need to go do this and this and this and this and this, all this sort of stuff, right? You know, on a train, there's not. On a train, what you can do and what you get to do and what there is to do is just watch the world go by. This particular voyage was was really interesting. We ended up going along the desert Southwest here in America. So we left from my hometown here in Norman to Fort Worth, Texas, where we changed to the Texas Eagle train and took it down to El Paso. Then you cut along the U.S. border out towards Tucson, and then from Tucson you go into Los Angeles. And there's a bunch of small places along the way that you stop. Well, it was so weird. I've never been down to the U.S.-Mexican border before. I have been to Mexico, but I've never been to the border. And it was almost surreal because you're going along the border, and the town on the other side of El Paso, I can't remember the name right now, but that particular town in El Paso, they've grown right up against each other, right up to the border. Okay, so both of those towns have grown right to the border, and you really can't tell in some places where one began and one ended, right? I mean, that's how close we are to Mexico, and it kind of makes me a little crazy sometimes because I personally don't like fences and borders and walls, and I know that problems come along. If we had an open border with Mexico, I know that problems will come along with that. But I don't think it's any problems that we don't already have of our own making in a lot of ways. But it was really, you could really tell there, when you're there and you're looking right at Mexico and it looks just like America. And let me see here. Except, in a few places, there's a barbed wire fence, or a chain link fence. There's a chain link fence with barbed wire on top of it, kind of dividing the two sides off. But that doesn't really look that unusual in America in general because we do that along highways and stuff a lot. So even that doesn't seem weird. It's just knowing that everybody on that one side of the fence can't just walk over here right now, and conversely, in a lot of ways, the people on our side of the fence couldn't just walk over to the other side either. Now, we could go down the border and we could get in pretty easy and we could get back pretty easy, unlike people in Mexico. But yeah, I don't know. That was a weird, it's kind of a neat, not even weird. That's a neat part of that trip was kind of getting to see that. And then the desert Southwest is very cool. It's got its own sort of very stark beauty out there, Look like Mars. No reason to go to Mars. We've got like Texas, we've got like the borderlands of Texas. That was Mars, you guys. I'm telling you what, that was some pretty red, dead, flat Earth. If you ever get a chance, it is a great way to travel is to ride the train. We've done, this was obviously a longer trip. It took about 48 hours to get out to Los Angeles. But the train that we took to get to Fort Worth, my son and I have done that before, just taking that train down to Fort Worth. It takes about 4 hours, and it also is a really great trip. There's no traffic, there's no stress. It takes you right from our hometown, right from our hometown to downtown Fort Worth, which, by the way, is a great place to visit. If you ever want like a kind of a small town to visit downtown Fort Worth. They have an excellent downtown, as does Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City has a really great downtown as well. For visiting. So we've done that before, and that was also a lot of fun. We had a really great time with it. Let me do some stuff here real quick. I heard you, son. It'll be just a moment. Okay, buddy? And we went out to Los Angeles and then kind of checked out LA for a couple of days and then took the train along the Pacific coast down to San Diego. Both San Diego and Los Angeles I thought were beautiful. I really had a great time there. I did not think Los Angeles was a bad place. I I personally felt like there was, we have a lot of problems with homelessness where I live here in Oklahoma. And I didn't feel like there were any more homeless people in Los Angeles than there are in Oklahoma, to be quite honest. And Oklahoma has a whole lot less people than LA does. So it really wasn't bad at all. Now, I did not go to the Skid Row district. I stayed in the nicer parts of downtown. But in those parts of downtown, nope. I saw a few homeless people. I saw 3 or 4 over by Union Station, and I saw a couple in downtown in general. But they weren't panhandling, and they didn't accost you in any way. Downtown was really clean. Again, like Little Tokyo was really clean. The Bunker Hill was really clean. Even around Union Station was really clean. It wasn't littered with needles. There wasn't a big tent city, any of that sort of stuff. So it was really quite nice. Yes, I was. My son was calling me. I'm going to have to go here in just a second. In fact, he's letting me know dinner is ready. Dinner is served. So I'm going to have to clear off and go have something to eat with him. Join him at the table. But definitely do. If you got a chance to take a short Amtrak trip, it's a great way to check it out and see if you like it or not. See if you dig that sort of experience. And they go to a lot of pretty cool little towns, It doesn't have to be a city like Fort Worth. It can even be like a small town to go to, as long as there's a hotel, if you're going to overnight or something. And check out a small town. Check out a small town restaurant, kind of walk around, see if there's an antique store or something like that. Okay, so I'm going to work on this again sometime later, tomorrow for sure. Sunday and Monday I'll do streams as well. So I'll do it then. Please hit like and subscribe and notify if you're watching right now. If you'd like to catch those in the future. If you're watching this on archive, I always save these, on my channel so you can see them in the future. Please hit like, subscribe, and notify. I'm going to enjoy dinner. Thank you, Reagan, for being here. It's been great talking to you. I love it when someone is on stream. A lot of times people are just watching, which is always fine. But I do love it when people are kind of talking. It kind of gets me talking about stuff. And it's kind of helps the time pass by, and it's a lot of fun to kind of just check people out, find out what's going on in the world, stuff like that. So thank you for tuning in this time. And to everybody watching at any point in the future, thank you as well for watching.